Alright, this is the deep desert experience as a solo player. Just look at how tanky these guys are.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one.
Isn't that crazy? That's ridiculous. So this was all in aluminum tier gear, like my armor and my weapon, and it's crazy. Like even the ranged guys were taking upwards of like 7 headshots a kill with poison active. So I don't know what to say. Like I came in, this is in the PVE zone. I entered a research facility and I was like, okay, I can probably do this. And this room freaking locks you in and you cannot leave until you clear the enemies. So I pretty much had 2 choices, either brute force my way through the encounter or just respawn and lose everything I have on me. I eventually did clear it, it just took a really long time. And killing these guys also progressed some Landsraad tasks. I think you have to defeat these enemies and it gives you like 10 or 12 points per enemy. But yeah, as you can see, it's like it's a slugfest. These guys are freaking bullet sponges. And it doesn't get any better with the duraluminum gear, let me tell you. On the bright side though, like you get 40 freaking intel points, and I'm pretty sure this resets every week. So you can have like all the intel points you ever want. Also, there's these control points. They're like completely random where they are, but you can just go in there and capture it. So on the server that I was at, they were all uncontested, like no one had them. And I would just go there and pick them up. Yeah, the freaking sound is crazy, yo. It makes you feel like you're about to get into a war or something. But yeah, I also came across this giant spice field. It might look a little small, like from way up high, but when you actually land in there and you start farming, the size is just insane. Like you have to be there inside of it to actually comprehend it. Like absolutely crazy. And the worm, like the little worm guys, they're so tiny when they show up in this thing. But I managed to pick up a bunch of spice. I thought the industrial spice compactor would actually give you like a ton, but it's only 60 spice per node or per tick. I was expecting something like 200 plus, because the industrial dew reaper is crazy compared to the regular dew reaper. But yeah, this one's not that crazy. This thing is so cinematic when it happens, like when the crash ship just spawns right as you're flying by. So I definitely had to go and pick that thing up. And these things also give you like schematics as well as deep desert specific resources. So that's actually really nice. And then it happens again. And then I also captured the control point. I think this was in zone I. And as soon as I captured the first one, like the second one was literally right over there, which is crazy. And then this valley looked like such a good spot to actually set down a base, but I don't think it's going to be buildable, mainly because it's going to say it's like a no building zone. And then I thought like I was out here alone by my lonesome, but then this spice field, I don't know if it hasn't erupted or somebody actually cleared the whole thing out, because it looks like there's no spice left on it. So either it hasn't spawned in, or someone actually has spice crawlers on the server. And then yeah, I pretty much just went around capping all the zones I could see, picking up all the crashed ships I could find. This one was really strange. Normally when the worm breaches, those are like pretty far away from where you're at, but this time like it was literally right next to me. That was a little scary. Like imagine if it pops up right underneath you, you're so dead. That's probably the closest breach I've seen a worm do. Like literally a few meters away from you. Okay, and then I tried to summon the giant worm. I brought thumpers. So I put one thumper down to see if it would do anything. And unfortunately it only brought out the small worm, which eventually obviously ate the thumper. So, you know, then I was like, okay, let's try maybe multiple thumpers. So I plopped down 4 thumpers, actually 5 thumpers. And yeah, it was a little underwhelming, to say the least. And then eventually a storm happens. The storm here looks so different. I don't know if it's because I was like out in the open, but I usually never see the lightning strikes happen. But this thing was massive. Just look at the size of that storm. And then I found this amazing freaking spot that had both the control point, but look at the sheer amount of titanium ore that's present here. Like, this thing is ridiculously packed with titanium. As I was flying back, I saw the spice thing where the tooltip says not to get close to them because when they erupt, they destroy everything. But I wanted to see what it looked like close up, and just as I was like getting close to it, it erupted. And thank God it erupted when it did, because if it was like a few seconds late, I probably would have died. Then I wanted to bring the worm out, the big one, so I crafted this Clapper Mark IV. This is like a unique schematic Thumper, and it's made from aluminum instead of steel. So if anything's gonna get the job done, it's gotta be this guy, right? You would think, at least. Unfortunately, after like a while of waiting, nothing actually happened. Even the little worm didn't come. So I swooped down to check if the Thumper was still active, and it was. So I'm not entirely sure what happened here. I think the worm bugged out because around 1500 meters away, he kept breaching the same spot over and over and over. So I think the worm AI might have bugged out. Either that or I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, like the worm just kept breaching the same spot. And eventually the Thumper did despawn. All of this is like PVE zones. A4, A3, A2. And it's like a large grid system. I think it goes from A to I and then 1 through 9. So it's 9 times 9, 81,000 total. And then each tile is like its own server. So once you go from tile to tile, it does a little disconnect thing where it's like disconnecting you from the previous tile and it puts you into the next tile. So the last time I came here, I came in from the right hand side, which was like all the way down over here. And I essentially just went straight north all the way to sector I. And yeah, I didn't really run into anything. I ran into like 1 or 2 bases, but as far as like people and other thopters go, I haven't run into anything. So what I've gathered is like every tile will have like 1 or 2 land masses in them. So for example, we're in sector B3, and then this tile of land, that's in B3, and that's about it. The rest is all soft sand. That's in like B2, that's in B1, that's probably like C2 or C1. And then each of these land masses, they'll have like maybe a research site or a cave. There may be shipwrecks. And then some of the islands actually have like control objectives or control points that you can go capture for the Landsraad thing. So like this one, for example, it has like a bunch of nodes on it, right? You can see all the different nodes that you can go mine. And then there may be like a different version where instead of nodes, it has the Landsraad control objective. Some of these you can build on, some of them it doesn't let you build on them because it says it's like too close to a non-buildable spot. So each tile is essentially like 80 to 85% soft sands, and then the rest is like a hard surface that you can land on, and it'll have like one objective, like a cave or a research site. And then those places, they drop blueprints for like tier 6 resources. They also give you the spice infused plastinium or whatever that T6 refined product is called. And then as far as I can tell, no one can actually destroy your base even if you build in a PvP zone, like as long as you have your shield up. And the only time the shield actually goes away is like during the Coriolis storm, which happens at like Monday night, but by then you're already like packing up your base to move. So I don't see a point in actually like building in a PvE zone. You're better off like finding a land surface that has like a bunch of rocks or a bunch of ore nodes that you need to farm, and probably build around that. That way you can just farm up everything, refine in that base, and then eventually just depot it out into your main base. But yeah, it's mostly just like a lot of just empty soft sand with bits and pieces of land between each tile. I see the appeal, like I get it if more people come out here and you're in a guild, then you can do PvP and stuff. But as far as like solo play goes, it's not too exciting. When I first came out here, I was in aluminum tier, and it's a little rough actually. The enemies are like freaking bullet sponges. So right here, this is a control objective, and right now it's not captured by anyone because it's white in color. And then once you capture this thing, so I'm Harkonnen, it's going to turn red. Right, slowly filling up. Once it's captured, it's mine until someone else comes and contests it. What I don't know is if a different Harkonnen faction can contest it or if they can't. That's the only thing I don't know. But I'm assuming I'm the only one that's gaining points from these. Because it's like my guild, quote unquote, that claimed it. Since I'm here anyways, I might as well farm up this aluminum. This thing's pretty heavy. I feel like it's twice the weight of the other material that you have to gather here. Plus I've seen this in like lesser quantity. The plastinium, that thing spawns in like huge chunks. Yeah, this is titanium. Alright. There's also aluminum. I think in the lower sections you can find copper, iron, everything that you need to like make steel and stuff. But as you progress further in, like further north, you start seeing more materials. I want to see if I can actually bring out the freaking giant worm. I tried like so many times, but I haven't been able to do it. Oh my god, look at this place. There's a control node and there's like a shit ton of aluminum. Wait, is it aluminum? What is this thing even called? Titanium, my bad. Oh yeah, I can load up on all the titanium. Let me capture this first. House Canola. Yeah, I'm actually loving it. I don't think there's many guilds out here in the server. Albeit, like, there's a lot of people competing. And I'm number one, let's freaking go. And that thing is so loud. And terrifying. It feels like you're getting attacked, almost. But damn, look at all of this freaking titanium. I'm rich. I would go hard and set up like a proper base and get a buggy out here, but today's Sunday, and then if I do it now, I'm gonna have to dismantle everything. Because I think Monday, it's going to destroy everything anyways. So I don't really want to go through all of that. Look at all of that, dude. Look at all of that freaking titanium. Like, you should probably just come out here, set up an outpost right here, and just refine everything. And you'd be freaking rich. I imagine I could just go and offload all of this on the Chom exchange and get like a shit ton of gold for this. Probably. Well, I mean, the people would have to have the money to buy it. I'm gonna try it maybe. I don't think it's gonna sell. I'll try listing like 50 titanium for 100,000 and see if anybody actually buys it. Oh, by the way, these little things, like the little aluminum on the side, this gives a ton of XP. It's like 2 XP, whereas the whole node itself was 10 XP. So if you grab all 3, you get 6 extra XP, which is insane for like early game. Like when you're going around gathering stuff, you might as well do this. Because over time, it's gonna definitely add up. Well, there's a cave over there as well. Ooh. Okay, the storage on the buggy, or not the buggy, but the Thumper is full. The cave is like literally right here. This could be risky if somebody shows up. Is this guy sheltered? Hold on, I didn't check. It is actually at risk from decay. Hopefully a storm doesn't come. But I do want to check this thing out. Ooh, there's people. I have a Dure aluminium shotgun.
I need reinforcements.
Oh, the other guy shooting at me. Come here, bro. Come closer. Oh, the other guy's like freaking. Oh my god, I'm out of stamina already. I'm so slowed, and they drain so much of my battery. Chill, dude. Chill. Oh, I'm almost out of freaking water. Oh, dude, I'm not ready for this. I'm so not ready for this. Oh my god, they're probably destroying my freaking Thumper as well. Damn, even with Dure aluminium sword, it took so many freaking. Oh, this actually progressed my Landsraad thing. Or that actually staggered him, which is really nice. Damn, how tanky is this guy? Holy hell. Oh my goodness, dude. And this is with the Adept shotgun, which is Dure aluminium. Isn't that insane how tanky these guys are? And there's no special chest either. I got scammed, yo. There's a regular chest. It has that plasteel thing. Nothing crazy though. Yeah, that was a scam, dude. Don't ever do this shit. Always just go for the research sites because this thing is so useless. Alright, my inventory is full. Got a decent load. Can I carry? I have space on myself, so let me grab like one more node and then I'll go back. Alright, round 3. The goal is simple. I've got a bunch of thumpers, right? And I have my static compactor. I'm gonna see if I can draw out the big giant worm. And I'm ready to sacrifice myself. I dumped down my gear. The most expensive thing here is probably the static compactor and the Mark V power supply. Everything else is budget friendly, I guess. Well, maybe not the Thumper. I'm assuming it's probably tied to like one of 3 things. Either the amount of spice that's present on the field, so I might have to like deplete a certain threshold, or it's tied to time, where it stays there for a certain amount of time. Like there's probably like an invisible clock ticking down or something. This one just erupted as well. The previous one that I was like trying to erupt, or get the worm to come out, that thing closed up, so I'm assuming that got eaten. Which, that's unfortunate, because I like missed out on it. So what I'll do is I'll start like static compacting and gather up as much as I can. And then even when I run out, it's fine, because I'm just gonna keep doing this until like most of the spice field is dried up. Power over spice is power over all. Okay, that's the progress so far, and currently my copter is like full on spice. My character is also full on spice. Oh my god, this is gonna take a hot minute, yo. Alright, my static compactor is like almost freaking broken. So I think I'm gonna have to go back and repair both the compactor and the battery pack. And probably bring a spare, because yeah, this is taking forever, yo. Here comes the worm. Okay, I'm gonna go back and resets. Progress wise, I'm wasting a lot of spice, which is stupid. But that's about what I've done so far. I'm worried if I go back and the worm spawns, I'm gonna lose the spice fields. And all this work would have been for nothing. I don't think I have the resources to craft a sand crawler. Nor do I think I want to grind up for that shit, because that thing is crazy, yo. All of this uses so many plastinium ingots and spice melange, and each spice melange is like 100 spice. Though to be fair, I think I have like over 7,000 spice stored up, and I might get more right now. Might as well farm the spice while I'm doing this. It'd be stupid not to, actually. That's so weird. I can see like his freaking scales or whatever, or it looks that way. He didn't come inside the spice field, he just like turned away. The marker like shows up at a wrong spot compared to where the worm is actually at. I wonder if it like despawns and respawns right where you're standing. Remember, according to the Dune lore, you're supposed to harvest up to the very last minute and then you get away. If you're not doing that, you're not being efficient. Oh, he's coming straight over this way. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, it's Muad'Dib. Isn't that what it's called? The mouse? This guy like spawns close to where worms are. The guy's playing a dangerous game. And he's gonna get caught one day. I've noticed that the worm bugs out at like a particular point. They just keep popping up on like 1,000 meters away at the same spot over and over. Oh, I've never seen the worm out like that. Doing the arc. Oh my god, it's so tiny. Holy hell. I thought it was gonna be like really lengthy, but I guess not. That's cool, I've never seen that before. Also, this is the progress so far. Slowly making my way there, wasting a lot of spice in the process. I'm starting to get tired. Maybe I do the Thumper strat next. You know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start deploying Thumpers. I think I want to do like a Thumper parameter. Although I don't know if I'll have the time for that. I definitely don't want to die in the process. Let's do like one Thumper over there. But technically the worm shouldn't come to me, right? It should come underneath the Thumper. Okay, that means he's aggro to something. Let me do another Thumper right there. Alright, that's 2 Thumpers down. I'm gonna try and stay clear of the Thumpers. Let's see what happens. Oh, the whole ground is shaking. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, is it happening? Is the big guy coming, or...? No, it's just the little guy. I got baited. I'm gonna wait for him to get the other Thumper and then I'll set the rest up. Alright, this one's about to break, so I'm gonna have to switch over. My battery pack is doing surprisingly well. So that's 2 static compactors down. Industrial, and still no big worm. Alright, this is like the farthest I can be while having all 3 Thumpers active and thumping. So I'm assuming I just have to AFK for long enough for it to show up. Because I do not want to go in there right now. Oh my god, you can hear all the Thumpers. Maybe he's coming for the Thumper. Dude, this guy completely ignored the Thumpers. What the heck? I wonder if he destroyed him. Like as he passed by. Oh dude, no way. The Thumpers are gone. That's a little toxic. I guess I'm gonna have to go back to sand compacting. I didn't know they could like get rid of the Thumpers that way with their body. Oh man, there's a sandstorm coming. All this effort and no big worm. Yeah, that's all I cleared out, and it took like over an hour of doing this, and yeah, I have to go take shelter unfortunately. If this thing spawns in during the storm, I'm gonna be so pissed. Yep, this one's broken too. Oh my goodness. Am I not gonna get to see the big worm? The only other thing I can think of doing is spamming the Holtzman shields, but I think it's only gonna attract the little guys. I'm not entirely sure. I'm out of options. I feel like if I go back, it's gonna happen and I'm gonna miss it. I'll see what I can do. Okay, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I just repaired both the compactors again, got a ton of fuel cells, got my water back, got 3 more new Thumpers, and I'm gonna go back out there and try to see if I can spawn them. I have gone through 5 total industrial static compactors, and this is as much of the field as I was able to clear. This took like 2+ hours of just static compacting away. I had to make like 2 trips back to repair the stuff, but oh my goodness. All of this stuff and no freaking worm. Like the big guy just does not want to come out. I don't even think it's possible to do it solo. So this is all the haul I got from the deep desert run today. I got a bunch of the ore stuff, a bunch of the other components that are specific to the deep desert. A ton of spice sands, a lot of which I wasted, a couple unique schematics, and a lot more spice. So yeah, I'm gonna have to work on refining the spice. And then if you come to the edge of the map on the north side, you have this wall. Initially I thought you would be able to go inside of it, but you can't really use it to fast travel. It's just like a border at the end. Okay, this is deep desert combats, I guess, attempt number 2. This time I came out in full duraluminum gear. All my armor was duraluminum and my weapon was duraluminum. I believe I was wearing a mix of heavy and scout. I show the build at the end, but the layouts for these shipwrecks are pretty much the same as the layouts for the Wreck of Palace, if you've run that. You essentially just go back to this door on the right side or the left side depending on where you enter, and then there's an ID band over here that you use to access the door. It's fairly easy to run past most of the enemies. I have a Mark 5 shield and a Mark 5 battery pack, and mostly what I've been doing is just running through because it takes forever to kill these enemies even with duraluminum gear. Like this one guy right here, it takes so many swipes. And these enemies are actually a lot smarter, I would say, than anything you encounter in Haga Basin. Because normally in Haga Basin, they let you get off like 2 swipes before they react. But here, he like instantly dodges after like 1 swipe. I don't know what happened there, but the kick missed and it threw me off in the back. And then this guy just started to heal, thinking nothing would happen. That was pretty stupid, but yeah. So this room locks you in. So you have no choice but to clear it, or if you die you're gonna lose whatever you have in your inventory. There's 1 shield guy usually per like 3 to 4 ranged people, so what I like to do is I hide behind cover and wait for the melee guy to approach. This guy eventually did approach. I had to reposition to the other side because everybody was just like getting way too close. But with the abilities I have set up, you can definitely stagger lock them quite a bit, and it makes dealing with the shielded guys a lot easier. I tried out the knee charge ability. It's pretty decent, but I also prefer using the voice pull sometimes. The voice pull is like really good to isolate like one enemy and just bring him close to you, and then you can just finish him off. But yeah, as you can see with Duraluminium, it's a lot more manageable compared to using just aluminum gear. It was like 10 swipes versus like 6 swipes. Like, I won't sugarcoat it or anything, the enemies are actually quite tanky. If you make a small mistake, they could actually like wipe your HP bar from full to 0 very fast. So you have to be a little cautious. Like, I was doing all the tricks. I was jump shooting, I was peek shooting. But yeah, it's definitely not super easy, I would say. I think it's probably intended to be taken down in like groups. Like, if I had another person or like 2 extra people, this would be so much easier to do. But as a solo, it's a little difficult, but it's still manageable. You just have to be on top of everything and manage your HP, manage your shots, make sure you're always like behind cover and stuff. So for example, over here, the big heavy dude was like catching up around the corner, so I had to like reposition. Just a lot of repositioning and making sure that you don't get caught up with more than like 1 or 2 enemies. As you can see here, I'm just spamming shotgun bullets. Eventually, I do start to run out of the bullets, so I have to like resort to using the sword for most of it. But the loot is pretty nice, I will say that. The only downside is like the weapons you get, they're Duraluminium tier, so it's not like it gives you plastinium gear right off the bat, right? You have to craft that shit yourself.
Your water is mine!
And then I hit up another shipwreck, and these were all like in like the further reaches of the map, like zone I and stuff. So I'm assuming these are like the hardest things you can take on. Like I said, they're definitely manageable. You just have to be like on top of your game, make sure you use cover and everything. The big guy over here was actually using a flamethrower, which I'm assuming is because this guy was like in the high sector. Either that or the heavies are completely randomized. I'd say the flamethrower is definitely more difficult to deal with. I believe the flamethrower does go past the shield because I've been set on fire quite a lot, even though I have my battery pack up. And if you do get on fire, if you can't use the bandage in time, you're kind of dead. And then even this big guy is like a lot smarter. Usually in Haga Basin they give you 2 swipes before they do their ability, but over here after 1 swipe they usually just unleash the slow field, so you have to be careful. I got Duncan Idaho's chest piece. And then this was my setup for anyone that's wondering. It's mostly stuff that I looted from outposts and I just repaired them. That's why the durability is so low. Mark 5 shield, Mark 5 battery pack, and then aluminium weapons. And then these are my skills. They're all like tier 1 skills except for the planetologist. But yeah, so this was all over the course of like one day in the deep desert. As you can see, I own so many control zones. Like I wasn't even on the allegiance map, right? It says Mahdi #1, that's my guild. But for the most part, like some of these things, I reached up to 10,500 points. So I'm going to be getting a lot of these rewards. Alright, I'm not too sure how the Landsraad voting and stuff works. There's not too many resources available that I can look up. Some things say that you have to vote on Sunday before like 6 p.m. But yesterday, I did not see any options to vote. Like you go here, and I'm assuming this is where the voting happens. Yeah, the decree. So these are the 3 options available. If I had to pick one, I would probably pick the reduced crafting costs. It says only guild leaders of the winning faction with voting power are able to place votes. Okay, so in order to pick up your reward, you have to visit each house representative wherever it is on like the world map. Not the world map, but like the map itself. So like for now, this one's house, whatever this is. It's this one right here. I have 11,000 personal contributions, so if I approach the leader,
you're back.
I can just claim my rewards.
I hope, as always, house dive.
And then there we go, I just got it all, 10,000 Solari. Yo, this is kind of sick. So today is, alright, so it's like Monday evening almost, and you can see the weather has changed like throughout all of Haga Basin. There's like this constant wind blowing, and I think it's because it's letting you know that the storm is coming tomorrow for reset day. It's actually a really nice touch. Oh my god, I was making my way through the House Representatives and it suddenly just resets. It says suspended on it, but I don't know if it's gonna let me collect my rewards.
You are not familiar. House or repeat?
Did I get anything from that? Okay, I did. Okay, thank god. I got so worried, I thought it screwed me out, but the Coriolis storm is coming in like 9 hours. I think that's what the notification said. And yeah, all of this, it says suspended. But it looks like I can still go and claim my rewards. But yeah, the thing is suspended. The top contributor things, everybody disappeared. And I'm guessing it's doing a reset or whatever. I still can't vote, so not sure on that. But I'm gonna make my way and collect all my rewards. It's taking forever, dude. I don't know why they made it so you have to go to each individual representative on the map. Like, I wish they made it so you could just go to the quartermaster and just grab everything from that guy, but oh my god. Okay, so some house representatives aren't present in Haga Basin. There's some in the deep desert. So for me, in B8, there's a guy over here, House Maros.
Greetings, stranger.
Give me my rewards.
How?
Thank you, good sir. And then he gave me a bunch of stuff. But yeah, some are in the deep desert, and some are in Arakeen, and some are in Harko village. But a majority of them are in Haga Basin. Okay, this is my first time in Arakeen, and holy shit, they have the entire thing that's like in the movie. And it's out over here. I came to see the house rep. Isn't that wild? Dude, that's so crazy. I wonder if there's an equivalent version on Harko village. I probably just haven't explored enough. Also, that took like 1 hour to just go around and collect everything. Also, this is where I'm set up. That right there is the Reko's Palace, and then this is my base. I tried to incorporate the Harko build. It looks a little funky, but I want to eventually get like a Trades built in as well. It's kind of sick though, like the gate at the front. It looks so terrifying. Like it has its own presence almost. Like look at this shit. Isn't that cool? That's so freaking cool. But yeah, I finally finished. Let me show you what I got. Okay, everything I got is within these 3 chests. So first of all, there's an absolute ton of schematics. Look at all of these things. I'm interested in the plasma gun. This is a heavy weapon. But as you can see, I also got Mark 6 wings. Well, obviously, like this is a one-off. Actually, I got 4 of them. Holy shit. So I can actually get this going eventually. But yeah, look at all of this stuff. Look at all this beautiful stuff. And then I have even more blueprints. I got 6 Humming Wing modules Mark 5. I even got a Young Sparky Mark 5, some suits. But yeah, overall like a ton of blueprints. And then as far as resources go, this is everything I got. I also got this perforator. This is all the gold. I used up some to travel from an outpost, but yeah, a shit ton of materials. As far as Landsraad goes, it looks like it's suspended, and I can't really cast a vote right now. I'm assuming that unlocks in 8 hours, but I'm going on vacation tomorrow, so I probably won't be able to vote. I'll try if I can. But yeah, I'll probably be back after a week, and hopefully by then the deep desert is like full of people. There's also a guild that's on a different siege on the same server that asked me to join, so I'll probably consider that. I will say I see the appeal of the deep desert, but as a solo player, it's not that appealing. I'd say like I've done and explored most, if not all, of the deep desert / things you can do in the deep desert. The only thing I didn't do or wasn't able to do was get the giant worm to come out, which I mean I gave it my all, but it is what it is. I feel like if you're in a guild and you're participating more in like PvP and bigger things, it's probably going to be a lot more fun. But like I said, as a solo player, it's good to go out there once, explore it, but now like I don't see the point. Like sure, I can go farm up the plastinium ingots, I can go farm up spice melange, but like what am I going to do with it, right? Like all the enemies in Haga Basin I can already take down with Dur Aluminium gear. The PvE was great, the story was great, the quests and contracts were amazing, but as far as the deep desert goes, I think it's more intended for party members and guilds rather than solo players. That's kind of my take on it. So yeah, once I come back, I'm going to probably focus on the PvE aspects, complete the main story, do more of these quests, unlock like tier 2 stuff for my skills and everything.